Shout out to Verizon today. So thank you so much for being patient with us, folks. You had us here in hour one, live from Charney's on 3150 Erie BLvd E in Syracuse, New York, and we are now back live with you, Rob Drummond, Syracuse CFL and NFL alum, also one of my closest friends, one of my best friends, and a stand-up human being in my life, and of course myself, Dan Tortora of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You can see that you can listen live. All that ticker that's on the bottom has got all your info. Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT, 24/7 on wakeupcalldt.com, and of course we are here. Charney's is our studio partner, and we are inside of Charney's right now hanging out. You can see the Syracuse stuff behind us, all this Syracuse gear that you can get. There's also some Yankee stuff, some NFL. You got your Giants and your Bills, and no jet love. And then the Cowboys and the Steelers and those Philadelphia Eagles right over the shoulder of Mr. Rob Drummond. So, Rob, let's talk about some NFL. You and I are going to play a game in just a few minutes here. We're going to play a whiteboard game. It's gonna be how well do we know each other. So we're going to play a little game here. And I'm excited for it because we've known each other for almost 10 years, so we'll see what we can do. But I want to talk about the NFL. So there's guys that have changed jerseys. I want to talk about upside, downside, what we think. Antonio Brown, better or worse as an Oakland Raider? What do you think his new era is going to be?
You're kidding, right?
No, I'm not. I'm asking you a question. I know what I think. I mean, he's going to be far worse.
Do you think a diva, just because he changes cities or changes clothes or changes anything, is going to change who he is?
No.
He is who he is. He's a diva.
Right.
You know, he's a team killer. He's a team chemistry
killer. His quarterback's
killer. You know,
not as good right now.
You know, at the end of the day, as a professional athlete, whether it be a collegiate athlete, whoever it may be, just go out there and play the game. You know, if you love the game enough, you'll play it for the right reasons. If you don't, you know, you'll get Antonio Brown.
What would you do if Raphael came home one day and,
it's embarrassing,
and he had his dark hair and he decided to color his mustache blonde?
You know, as a parent, you know, to look at an athlete like that or to look at someone like that, and
he's lost
the
control.
way they approach the game, it's embarrassing. You know, I raised my children to be good people. I raised my children to accept, the responsibilities, given upon them.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown is a huge talent. Antonio Brown influences a lot of young men and men and women.
He used to be the number one receiver in the nation
around the NFL. You know, so just go out there and you're talking about walking away from the game that you supposedly love because of a helmet. Are you serious? You know, here's the thing, but technology has gotten better. So the helmets they designed for you now are going to protect you more. You're worried about concussions. Technology has gotten better. Right. The helmets today are way better than the helmets back 10, 15, 20 years ago. So that's what they're trying to put you in. You know, the NFL decertifies those helmets for a reason because they've outdated them. But he still wants to sit there and cry about, a diva after going through all you went through Pittsburgh. You're on a new team now. Make a new beginning. Put yourself in a position to be a new player, a new type of person. But nope. Has to go back to the straight diva. It's all about
He was there
me.
for 2 days, and it was like, I don't think I'm going to play.
That is the reason I walked away from the game, because of athletes like him.
Well, and that's the thing is, it's like he goes over to Oakland. He's there for 5 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to play. I don't know what I'm going to do. A couple weeks go by. You know what? I want to wear my helmet. So I'm not going to play if I don't get to wear my helmet. I told the Raiders I'm not going to play unless I get to wear the helmet I want. And all I picture was a little kid going, I won't play, Mommy, if I don't get to wear my helmet. And I'm like, it's a helmet. And and it's like, he'll be the first person on the line of, if he gets a bunch of concussions and he retires and it affects him, he'd be the first person on the line asking for money.
Yeah.
So it's, they told you, they're not saying to you, Antonio Brown, you personally, Antonio, you can't have this helmet anymore because we don't like you. They're saying, these are all the helmets that are gone. Tom Brady said, I won 4 Super Bowls with this helmet. It's going to suck that I can't wear it, but oh well. Yeah. And Jason Witten said, I have my helmets that I wore, and now I'm coming out of retirement, and guess what? I just found another one that I like that fits me nicely.
Yep.
I mean, these are guys that have played for, a decade or more, and they don't care, because when push comes to shove, if I'm playing a sport right now, I mean, for goodness sakes, I went to a high school that said you can wear any color polo you want, except for gray. It was like gray and pink, but we could wear red, green, dark green, blue, light blue, white, yellow. We could wear all these colors. They said, don't wear gray. So one of the idiots in my class wore gray. And the principal said, don't wear gray again. and the same idiot comes in and is wearing gray again. So then what happened? We all wear white and blue, white and navy. We all literally look like we were in some like Star Wars movie as like the stormtroopers, because we were all the same damn. We were wearing white with blue pants or blue with khaki pants, and we all looked the same. And then all the girls, because they told the girls, wear the skirts over your knee, no slit. So what the girls do? They wore it above the knee, or they wore it below the knee with a big slit. So then what do they have to do? Now they got to wear pants. So now all the girls and the boys look the same, and now we're all walking the same line, look at the same. I was like, it takes one idiot to ruin it for everybody.
All it takes is one.
One idiot. I remember the girl that wore the slit, and I remember the guy that wore the gray. And I don't talk to either one of those people, but I'm like, why? Why now we all have to look like we're in some like army video. Like, I mean, we all look the same, and not like a good looking army like the American army, but I mean, we all literally look like a bunch of. It looked like a toy that was processed a million times.
I just want to make a point out how we've gone to Verizon now from the hot box. I got no, but we were expecting. Yeah.
Well, you know what I call them? I call them rectum. I call them rectum because I don't say their name on my show, and I want them to know how I feel. Because my internet's up and down and around the corner.
They're horror. I mean, I've heard more horror stories about that company than any company I've ever.
You know who was great? Adelphia.
Smokes.
Adelphia was awesome when I was growing up in Syracuse. Adelphia gave me free HBO. We used to have free Disney like every.
That's why they were great to you then, because they gave you something free.
Hey, but nothing went away. My cable always worked. If the cable didn't work, it was like twice in my lifetime because there was a bad storm and the power went out.
I really don't watch cable that much anymore. I mean, I watch.
I don't have it. You want to know why I don't have cable anymore?
I watch the Fire Stick and I watch Netflix.
You want to know why I don't have cable anymore? Because Rectum charges too much for it.
Yeah, of course.
So I have Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Amazon Prime.
I have a Fire Stick.
And I have a Fire Stick.
And Netflix.
Yeah.
I tell you, I was watching Stranger Things last night.
Where are you on Stranger Things right now? Have you watched one and two?
I'm in season 3 right now.
Don't say anything. I haven't watched season 3 yet.
I mean, it's just.
Get away.
I mean, I still haven't gotten into it yet. But
you watched season 1 and 2 and you're still not in?
It's interesting, but it's like I like more shows that challenge me mentally. Or like whodunits and I got to figure things out.
You got to watch The Interrogator on Amazon Prime. That's a good movie. If you want to know the whodunits, because the twist at the end of it, I was like, what? So the last 5 minutes of that movie, I was like, oh my god, because the movie was good. Like the action was good, the acting was okay, but the action was good. But then at the end of the movie, I was like, I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought, I don't know. I didn't see it coming. I'm not gonna say that I did. That one movie that, because normally I would like to think that I think in the mind of a writer because I've written my whole life. And one of the things I want to do in my life is be a screenwriter. And I wrote my own script. I need to finish it, but I wrote my own script for what I would have done with Spider-Man and what I would have called it and how I would have done it. And they've never touched this storyline the way that I did it because I've been a fan since I was 5. So, I mean, the deep roots in me, I actually feel closer to it. Like when I started writing, I'm like, God, I feel like I was more true to the character than I thought I was. Because it's just like subconsciously in your brain from being a kid and reading the comics or having it around you and all that. So being you would like to think that when you screenwrite or you think in that mindset that I don't get fooled a lot. Like 5 minutes into a movie, I'm like, oh, this is what's going to happen. And then if I'm right, I'm like, damn it. Like in The Happening, or not The Happening, in The Village. I knew what was going on in that movie before it happened.
Never saw that movie.
M. Night Shyamalan. But I knew what was happening in that movie, and then so the movie was a total letdown, right, to most people. And then at the end of the movie, I was like, hear me out. If the last 2 minutes were this, and I tested it with all different ages, shapes, sizes, color, whatever it may be, and I said, people that like it don't like, and I said, if this was the last 2 minutes, they're like, oh my God, they would have fixed it. And so I like to think in that mentality. I have to admit this, though. Righteous Kill with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro is one of the movies that I can pinpoint.
They made another one besides Heat?
Yeah.
Heat was an amazing movie.
Well, I could pinpoint to you that movie caught me. I had no idea who it was. I had no idea what the hell was going on. And in the middle, like an hour into the movie, I was like, they got me. And because I worked my butt off to think in that mindset, so I have to give the Righteous Kill director, screenwriter, all that. That's a good movie because they got me. I was sure, because, I mean, you get to a point where you're like, it's De Niro or Pacino.
Yes.
Well, I thought one and I was wrong. And I was just, but it changed the whole movie. Because like when you go back and you look at it, I was so mad. I'm like, I'm not going to buy the movie. I'm not going to watch it again. I was so pissed. But yeah, I like when a movie can get, I like originality. It's so hard to find originality now.
It is.
Because it's like, oh, I think I know this.
Everything's been recycled so much. What are we on now? Lion King 25?
Yeah.
How many times can they remake that movie? Holy smokes.
Good old Timon. He's my fave.
Timon is?
Timon.
I like Pumbaa.
You like Pumbaa?
Yeah, I like Pumbaa.
Timon is my favorite. Nathan Lane was the original Timon. But he's my. They didn't do the hula thing in this one. They didn't do Everybody Wants a Hookah Hookah.
I haven't seen it yet. So
no, they actually gave a shout out to Beauty and the Beast in the new one.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, so is this a connected universe like Marvel? Because like, if Timon knows about Beauty and the Beast, does that mean that they're all? Because everybody's doing connected universes now.
I'm just waiting for America to make Beauty and the Beast, a black probably gorilla, and then everyone up in arms like the Little Mermaid being leg, and holy smokes! Like, are you?
Well,
kidding me?
Disney's
Disney.
changing stuff because they're trying to PC everything right now.
But why be PC? I mean, the fact that
the character is a character.
Exactly. The fact that we even have to think about that. I don't care if a person's orange, blue, purple, brown, red. It doesn't matter. It's just a storyline and a great feel-good story. It's not about the image you see. It's about the story and how it makes you feel.
That's the thing. It's like with Aladdin. With Aladdin, we kept everybody looking Middle Eastern because that's
what does
okay.
It matter?
Because that's okay. But it's like if they made them white, then it would be bad. But if you make the white redhead,
I don't care if everybody was Asian. It's just a feel good story. I love the storyline of Aladdin.
Right. Well, Little Mermaid's had all this stuff out forever. All this white girl red hair. And now you're going to change the movie, so it's like, so now you got to come out with a whole new line.
Mermaid is a fantasy; they don't exist.
Right. So what does it matter?
So people are bugging over that.
Yeah, but you got to understand that Twitter went nuts over the fact that Pumbaa looked too scary as a warthog. I was like, do y'all know what a warthog looks like? People don't know what a warthog actually looks like. They're hairy and gross.
Some people need to get a life.
Some people need to not have 10,000 people talking about a warthog on Twitter.
People need to get a life. Honestly.
Or what was it? They sent a petition with thousands of names on it to Barack Obama to not let Ben Affleck be Batman.
Get outside of mom's basement and go do something and live your life and try and see the world and just enjoy life. Holy smokes.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, if you're going to be like this, go get your Lucky Charms, go back to your mom's basement, and go sit in the dark.
Jeez.
Go consult somebody about something. Y'all, what did they say? Y'all need Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all need some Jesus.
Yeah, need something in life.
Need some Jesus today.
That's why I make a point out again that we have not gone. I can't stand Spectrum. I really
Rectum.
I
they called me. The lady called me. She goes, "This is what they tell you when they call you." Hello, Mr. Tortora. I want to let you know first and foremost we're on a recorded line because they know I'm gonna cuss them out.
When I hear that, I hang up.
Right. She's like, we're on a recorded line. I was like, recorded by who? Who's talking to me right now? But she's like, we're on a recorded line. She said, I see that this freaks the hell out of me. I see that you watch a lot of Netflix and that your bandwidth is low. I was like, well, my bandwidth is low because you're turning it down while we're talking right now. Because I do believe that and then just a switch. But she's like, I see that you watch a lot of Netflix and your bandwidth is low. Would you like to? I was like, how do you know that I watch Netflix? Who are you and what are you looking up? And how do you get into my house and know what I'm doing on my TV?
Yeah.
And then I just hang up the phone. Then they call me back. But it's funny how like that happens, or like you pay the bill like a couple days after, and all of a sudden the internet just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then, but it works, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's funny how they call you and tell you your bandwidth is low, and then you go online and you're like, oh shoot, it is. How did that happen just now when you tried to upsell me? And then I got rid of my cable because they said there was no good deals. I got rid of my cable. Every single week or every other week, I get we got a great deal for you. We got a great deal for you. And they're giving me the price I wanted.
I get those all the time, too.
And I was like, you had me as a member, and you charged me double. Now you want to cut it in half. You said you couldn't do it, but now that I don't have cable, you can do it.
Yeah.
How can you do it now? Yeah. What's that magic? I know that all it takes is boop, boop, boop in the computer. That's all it is.
It's such a bad company. They really are.
I really hope that somebody else comes in here.
They really, really are. I'll never get Spectrum. I'd rather watch not TV or not watch TV than
Rectum.
With them.
Rectum. They got in a fight with Fox, and they're like, "You're not gonna be able to watch Fox, but we're gonna charge you more." I was like, if I turn on a rabbit ear TV, plug it into the wall, I can get Fox.
Yeah.
You can get Fox, CW, CBS, NBC,
I get the
and
highlights.
ABC.
I don't read the program. I just look at the highlights. Everything's on social media. You know.
Dude, I still got one of those old TVs. I just plug right into the wall, and I'll get 3, 5, and 9 right now.
Like you said, the rabbit ears.
Yeah. My dad used to have me stand in front of it in like aluminum foil and like move it back and forth and stuff.
I know those days.
He's like, you always know how do you do the TV? So I did that. I feel like, see, but that's the thing. Technology got so fast from when I was born in 85 to now that I honestly speak about stuff as if I'm 115 years old because I'm used to black and white, like people still having black and white, some color TVs, getting a portable TV, plugging it into the wall, rabbit ear stuff, not having cell phones, no internet, no computer in the house. Then we got AOL. Then everybody went crazy. Then when we would all try to get on AOL at the same time and dial up, it would crash. Like I feel like I'm 115 years old. My first phone was a smaller Zach Morris phone. It was like this, and it didn't bend, and you just put it in your pocket, and it looked like I had a banana in my pocket.
No, my first phone was one of those. You too young. One of them white brick phones you put up to your ear. It was like about that thick, about that long.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time. I'm like, I had a corded phone. They're like a corded phone. I said in my house. People, and this is what I don't understand. People that are like 21, 22. They think that you're like 85 years old when you tell them like you had a house phone.
Yeah.
They're like, what's a rotary phone? I'm like, I was like, I had a phone in my room that in order to dial the numbers, you had to do the wheel. And I still kept that.
Dan, I'm older than you.
I know you're older than me.
I know those phones.
I know, but why? But that's the thing. You're older than me, but like they treat me like I'm 150. So how old are you? 200? 300?
Apparently, trust me, I know a lot more. I mean, I know in this plaza we're sitting here. I remember it was Empire Skate, so it was a huge skating rink.
Yeah. I remember Action Skate.
That was in what, 70s?
I remember Action Skate in Mattydale. That place was closed, reopened, closed again, reopened, closed again, and now it's a parking lot.
Yeah, I was a little bit older when that was. I remember that too.
I remember Action Skate. Yeah, that's where I like first had my date skating, but I didn't. I don't know, it was weird. It was so dark in there. There's basketball hoops. I remember all that stuff. See, but that's the thing. Like, I feel like being born in the 80s, you still like, you can appreciate the fact that, I mean, we didn't have central air. There was all this stuff that like we did not have, or there was stuff that wasn't accessible to us yet.
I graduated high school in 85.
I had cassette. No, I had the car where everybody's like, I had the cassette tape in my Honda CRV. So to listen to my CD, I had to plug in the cassette tape and connect it to my CD player to play it. And then I got a CD player, and I'm so pumped that I got a CD player. And somebody gets in my car, and they're like, how you still got a CD player in your car? None of the cars have CD players. What do you mean? I said, what do you listen to? The aux cable. Everything's got to go through your phone. I was like, what if my phone dies? What if my phone doesn't work? What do I listen to? The radio? I don't want to listen to the radio. That's why I'm on internet radio. I'm not listening to the regular radio. Why am I listening to the regular radio? Because they play the same songs. Yeah. They all play the same songs. The country stations are pretty good. The other ones, the three, you know who you are, the pop stations, they play the same songs every freaking day. They play like one new song. Put it to you like this. Or when I hear a song in Orlando now, on August 20th, if I hear a song in Orlando today, it'll debut in Syracuse on November 13th. Because I don't know what we're waiting on.
We're a day late and $1 short.
Like Orlando's got, if you hit scan in Orlando, it's like every other decimal point is a channel. It's like done. And there's like 19 Spanish stations. There's all these country stations. There's pop. There's hard rap. There's soft rap. There's like a little bit of everything. There's gangster rap.
Orlando's a major city. Syracuse is not a major city. It's a small hub.
I know, but it's like we gotta get a new catalog.
You know what?
That's why I listen to Pandora.
If we had politicians and people that actually gave a damn about the city, they actually go out there and do things to improve the quality of life and just the community in the city, we'd be all right. But do we have them now? Nope.
I don't understand what we're doing.
We don't. And I've tried till I'm blue in the face. I'm done trying. You know, it's just it's not that I won't sit there and listen to ideas of him, but it's like, you know, I'm done giving my heart and effort into a city that just seems just want people to just like rest on their laurels and just relax and just they're okay with the status quo. So okay,
we gotta do more.
Which means I won't be here for long if they're okay with the status quo. You know, once my children grow up and everything, I tell my family I can always come back to visit you, but I've had enough. You know, I've always said when I retired, I wanted to move to Vancouver, British Columbia, because it was the most relaxing, enjoyable, friendliest, just outgoing city I've ever been in. But I always say I have to come back to my city, and I have to come back here for the youth of the city, just to see them, try and give them an opportunity, give them an avenue to see someone who's done it before, who's accomplished someone, and go out in life and do positive things, and over the years since 2003. I've trained many athletes that's gone out and been gone on to college, gone on to play pro basketball. I trained Tyler Kavanaugh, I trained Daywan Coleman, I trained Sophie Craig, who's now playing on the U.S. Field hockey national team, so Eric Coley, who's up at Syracuse now. So I've trained the athletes, but it gets to the point where I see a city that's not trying to meet me halfway or meet the individuals in here halfway who's trying to do anything, and you just get frustrated with it. And I'm at the point way past frustration, so we'll see.
So there's something I want to do here.
Did you really think that was not going to write?
What? No, well, some of these, because people who use their fingers like I just did, and it doesn't work. So Rob and I are going to play a game.
Grease for it, Dan. It's not permanent marker, young man.
No, but I'm saying that
see that where it says dry erase?
No, but that's the thing. You don't understand how many markers I bought, and the day after they don't work. So I know, but they don't work.
I don't know what kind of markers you buying or where you buying them from. I mean, I've used these for over almost 30 years now. Grease sports. Here's the thing: when we go into a football meeting room, they have these huge,
I upgraded. I spent $4 on these.
We've drawn them. Boop, 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 boop. Then a day later, we come in here and just take this big, huge brush we have and just wipe them off.
Yeah. Well, the ones I bought at the dollar store didn't work, so I spent $4 for these at Walmart. So, with that being said,
gotcha.
Rob and I are going to play a game of how well do we know each other. We've been friends for almost 10 years. We have worked together for almost 10 years, pretty much from the day we met. So we're going to play a game of how well do we know each other, okay? So I'm going to ask you a question about me, and you're going to write down an answer. We're going to see if you're right, and then you can ask me a question about you. They can be the same or they can be different, okay?
Gotcha.
So I'm going to ask you a question about me. Who is my favorite rapper of all time?
Favorite rapper.
You got to write it down and show the screen. That's how we're going to play. We're playing a game. We are playing the how well do we know each other. Because Rob and I have only been best friends for 8 years now, 9 years now. See what he said. That is correct. Look at you, Drake. Yes, it is. It is Drake. Drake is one of my favorites of all time. So, and I would probably have to say that now. All right, you asked me a question.
See, something about me.
I'm going to put in the corner here R and D and see how well we do. So you got a point. Okay. What's your question for me?
I don't have a favorite rapper, so.
I would have said Biggie for you, though.
Biggie is actually my favorite rapper.
Oh, look, I want to get a point for that.
No.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I remember you talked about Biggie with me.
All right. You won't get this. Who is my favorite musical artist?
Your favorite musical artist of all time?
Singer, yeah.
Oh, God. There's one that came to mind immediately, but I don't know if I should trust it. Favorite musical artist of all time? God.
Yeah, I have to say all time. Just my favorite musical artist.
Are they still alive?
No.
Damn. I know that's good. Well, not good, but I feel like I know.
Yeah, you're right.
Look at that. Marvin Gaye, yeah. See, that was the first thing that popped into my head. I had to trust it. Okay. I got one for you. So, my question for you is, what is my favorite park in Walt Disney World?
Favorite park in Walt Disney World?
Yes. Favorite park. If you're just tuning in right now, my good friend and brother, Rob Drummond, and I are playing a How Well Do We Know Each Other game inside of Charney's. You can come hang out with us and obviously look around. Any style for any man is all here in one great place. They are local, so support local by coming here to 3150 Erie BLvd East in Syracuse. And support the yard. Favorite park in Walt Disney World.
What do you mean park?
There's 4 parks. You don't even know that.
Wait, what is park?
Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios. Wow. I knew that you didn't know how many parks there were. You are wrong. It is Animal Kingdom.
Really?
Yes. Animal Kingdom is my favorite because my favorite ride is Expedition Everest, where you go through the mountain with the Yeti and all that stuff, frontwards, backwards. I rode it 3 times in a half an hour. I love that ride. You don't like roller coasters, do you?
No.
I love them.
I'm 6'4".
You probably couldn't go on Space Mountain because like it's really close. All right, ask me a question. Yes. I kept a point.
Okay. Let me think. Ooh, well, I can't ask you what my favorite. I didn't even know what the parks were in Disney World.
That's right.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Here at Charney's with Syracuse CFL and NFL alum Rob Drummond, as we play the game of how well do we know each other using these whiteboards. We're tied 1-1, but Rob did not get this point. This is my chance to take the lead. I already got 2 questions for you.
All right, what's my favorite city in the U.S.?
In the U.S., I was going to say Vancouver. What is your favorite city in the United States? Favorite city in Philly.
Nope, Miami.
Miami. Come on, why Miami?
Because I party in Miami. Don't get me wrong, but I got yes, exactly. It's South Beach.
All right,
but I mean I love Philly. Philly is one of the greatest cities I've ever been in before. You know, great food, great people. You know, a great time. You know, just a great atmosphere. It's an amazing city. You know, so I always tell everybody. The problem with Syracuse is though that a lot of people here are small-minded. They've never been outside the walls of Syracuse. They've probably gone as far as
we have, which is why we do things differently. Because we want Syracuse to go. We want them to kick it up 3 notches.
They've gone as far west as Buffalo, as far as as far east as Albany, as far south as Binghamton, as far north as
Some of them have gone as far as Lodi and TLA.
Go see the world. You know, just see what's out there. You know, there's so much more. You know, to this United States and just small town Syracuse. You know, you got to go out there, experience it, and go out there and see it, and just enjoy it, and just absorb it. And maybe you can bring that flavor that you see out there and bring it back here, and we can finally get the change that we've been so long needed. You know,
that's what Rob and I have done. So it'd be nice if we got some help with that to grow it. All right, so you and I didn't get a point for that round. My next question to you is, what is my favorite food?
Oh, pasta.
You go right now.
Oh, my bad.
That's what you're gonna say.
No, wait, no, lasagna. No. I remember you always talking about food.
I love food. I love to cook. That's why.
I'll say pasta.
You say pasta?
No.
Nope. Close. That's what Rob said. It's pizza. Pizza's my favorite. Pizza's my favorite. I'm a Ninja Turtle. Like, I will always be that way. Because you could put anything on a pizza. I love pizza. I love making pizza. I love white pizza. I love barbecue chicken pizza. I love traditional pizza. I love the chicken riggy pizza, Utica pizza. I love all types of pizza. Yes.
Pizza's your favorite food?
Yeah. That's because I stay trim and light. But I like pizza. I do. I just walk a lot. I get my cardio at Disney. I walked Lily yesterday, though. I got my walk in. All right, what's your question for me? So for those of you tuning in right now, Rob and I are Rob's 0 for 2 the last 2. I'm 0 for 1.
I think, what's my favorite color?
I know this. I know this. I know that I know this. Green?
Nope, black.
Oh, that was my first one. Damn it.
It's so mysterious and it's just unknown.
Why do I go against my first thought? Marvin Gaye was my first thought.
Yeah.
Damn it. I was going to say black. Okay. My next question for you, let's see, we're going to do a couple more. So my next question for you, Rob, is what are 3 words I would use to describe myself?
Ooh.
Yeah, write them down. 3 words I would use that I would want somebody to describe me as.
Let me see.
The 3 words I would accept if somebody was like, and the award goes to. I'd want to hear these. Hopefully.
Simple, kind, and caring.
Simple, kind, and caring. You know what? I will take that. I'll give you a point for that. I would have added comedy, but simple, kind, and caring. I'll accept that. Yeah, that's good. Okay. What's your question for me?
What are 3 words I would use to describe me?
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Don't come up with no mushy stuff because I'm not mushy at all.
I know. Don't be looking.
You got to show it on the screen anyway.
I know. Sleeping giant, Hulk, and father.
That describes me.
Yeah. Don't mess with him. He will protect anything, and the thing that he cares about the most are his children. Yeah. There you go. So I get a point. Yay. So tiebreaker 1. Okay. So my last question for you. We're going to do 2 more. We're going to do 2 more in this thing. Here at Charney's Menswear and Tuxedos. Come see us, 3150 Erie BLvd E in Syracuse, New York. Awesome place. Support local. Over 60 years.
Come buy the Eagles jersey.
Eagles and all the cute stuff.
No, enough of that Cowboy stuff back there. All Eagle stuff up in here.
Come and try
and cute stuff.
Yes.
Syracuse, of course.
So we got 2 more questions. My second to last question for you is, who is the most important person in my life, living or not?
Ooh.
Write it down.
Ooh.
Most important person in my life, living or not?
Most important person or one of the biggest influences?
Biggest influence, we'll say.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to the Raptors. I would accept 2 answers for this, actually. G Mama, yes. My grandmother and my mom. So, yes, that is correct. G Mama is by far the greatest ever. Okay, second to last question for me. What do you got?
I can make sure I win this. So,
I can't believe I didn't say black. We talked about that. Let it go. Next round. Next round. You don't think about it. Past is the past. Put my past behind me like a ponytail. Drake.
Oh, who? The shock I knew that. All right. Who was my sports idol growing up?
This is football.
Yep.
Your sports idol growing up.
Yep. I patterned my game after him.
Oh my God. Let's see, if I go against this and I'm wrong again, I'm gonna be so pissed. You're a bruiser though. You like to hit.
That doesn't mean that that's just who I was. But I patterned my game after him.
It's not a former Syracuse player.
Nope.
Oh God. Okay, I have to go with the one that I'm thinking. I gotta go with the one that I'm thinking. Okay. Okay, it's not him because you never talked to me about him. I gotta run through him in my head. If I'm wrong, I'll be so pissed. Walter Payton.
Oh, Marcus Allen.
Damn it! Damn it! I thought it was Walter Payton.
Don't get me wrong. Sweetness was the man, but Marcus.
No. But I got to watch Marcus Allen at the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
Raiders, Chiefs. Yeah. Oh God, I love Marcus Allen. He's so good.
Yeah, I actually played with his brother in Damon Allen in BC. You know, one of the all-time leading passers in the Canadian Football League history. What a great athlete! What a talented family. You know,
I didn't even know about David. That's awesome.
Or Damon.
Damon Allen.
Yeah.
Damon Allen, his older
he
brother.
Actually, was amazing baseball
Older brother,
player.
younger brother?
Damon's his younger brother.
Younger brother.
Marcus
and he was quarterback.
Yes.
Marcus Allen but he had like that. He had that face where you just feel like he could have been a politician, an actor, a football player. Like he just has like that. Like you see it and you believe it.
Very, very, very personable person. You know, good guy. I mean, I met him a few times. I remember the first time I actually had a chance to meet him as a rookie, and we were playing the Raiders. And I remember just standing there, and it's not often people get a chance to meet their idols, and I'm just sitting there, with my jaw, like after the game was over, just with my jaw just dropped, just like, oh my God, it's my idol in front of me.
Yeah.
And then he was very good friends with Randall Cunningham, and Randall's like, Drum, you want to go over and meet him? I was like, really? He's like, yes. So I walked over, and with Randall, got a chance to meet him and sign this, and he signed his jersey and gave it to me. So it's one thing I always hold on to, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. And awesome. That's when I realized, this is the NFL. This is something real. Where dreams do come true. You get a chance to meet somebody.
You meet your idols.
But he was so down to earth, just very humble. Just told me you should always go out there and work hard, be the best person you possibly can be. But the same old spiel you hear, but it's good to hear it from somebody who you idolize and who you really look up to.
And with that being said, you still owe me a signed jersey of your own. In my house. He told me it was coming a couple of years ago for my birthday.
But everyone always sits there and they call me a Syracuse legend or a hometown hero.
I just want it up there because you're one of my best friends. I just want to put it on the wall.
But I always sit here and tell myself, it's like, I'm no different than anybody else. I never see myself as better. I never see myself as, I just see myself as a kid who went out there, and just tried. It's like I tell you every single day, just get up and just put that effort in. And that's the one thing I even tell my own kids. You know what, young man? Go out there and don't be lazy. Don't be a slouch. Don't create any more work for anybody else that you don't have to. If you see something on the ground that you can pick up, somebody works hard every single day. They have to pick that up. Pick it up yourself. So now it may be a minuscule thing, but it means a lot to somebody if they even see you doing it, letting them know that you appreciate them.
Yeah.
I just want to be appreciated in my life for the things that I did. I don't care if I scored touchdowns or I played in the NFL or I did all that. That was all well and good. That was all fun and everything. But at the end of the day, I want to be respected for the simple fact that I was a kind-hearted, good person that went out there and did the best job that I possibly can and treated everybody with respect. It's just that respect to me means more than anything else on this planet. Because without it, you mean absolutely nothing. Again, I can get into the whole thing, and hopefully this won't shut down. We look at the leader of this free country, and and I want to sit here and say to myself, it's like, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you get everyone sitting here in a booming economy. You have no respect for anybody, and I can't accept you as a person if you don't. I have my own family members who are my blood that, as I told you before, that are bigots, that sit there and have no respect for other people. I don't talk to them because I can't associate myself with anything like that because that's not who I am. At the end of the day, because someone was joking to me today because I work at the airport also, that they said, it's like, we want to, he wants to get a street named after me in Syracuse. And I was like, why? He's like, why I drive? Because you're a nice guy. At the end of the day, you always have respect for everybody. You go out there and do the best you can. You're helping in the community. You're doing the best you can, not just for yourself and your kids, but you do it for everybody. And that's just who I am. And that's what my God wants. And the reason I say my God, because trust me, I see people who sit here and believe in God, but their God tells them a whole lot different things than me. Their God tells them that homosexuality is bad, and that other things that in this world are bad. My God doesn't tell me that homosexuality is bad. He tells me if they're living in life, they're not hurting anybody, and they're happy. Let them live their life.
If they're loving, they're not hating.
That's all that matters. People who are loving aren't going out shooting up schools, or murdering people, or robbing people, or harming people. People that love, they don't have that inside their heart. If people felt like
they were being heard, then there would be less violence.
A lot less violence.
We have one more round. I have to make sure that I win this. What is my favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Ooh.
I have watched so many, and I will write them one day. I can't wait for the day that I write a movie and then you come out and see it.
You've told me this before.
I know I have. I'm not giving you any clues because I'm down by one. As much as I love you and I consider you a brother and a part of my family, I cannot help you, even though I want to. I can't do it.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie?
I know what I want to say, but
I love you, but I need you to lose this.
I can't even think of the name of the movie right.
Oh no! Don't get it right. Don't get it right. No.
You've told me this before, but
I know I have.
I'll just say.
Oh God! What if he's right?
No. Spider-Man?
Spider-Man? No. Liar, liar. With Jim Carrey. Yeah, Liar Liar. That's what when people put me on the spot, Liar Liar, because I can recite the entire movie from point to point. Yes.
I can recite Friday from start to finish.
It's the same thing. You put me in any place in Liar Liar, I will bring you to the next. I'll bring you the next thing. Mrs. Doubtfire too. I love Mrs. Doubtfire.
Jim Carrey's a Canadian actor.
Love Jim Carrey.
Yeah, great actor.
Robin Williams, my favorite of all time, though. Favorite.
You get a point for that, or do?
Oh yeah. Well, if you got it wrong, so we got to figure this out. So I got 2 wrong. You got, I think it's tied, because you got 3 wrong, right? Did you get 3 wrong? Yeah, you got 3 wrong. I think it's tied. Oh God. Okay. That's the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's my favorite movie?
Oh, Friday.
Nope.
No, it's not. What's your favorite movie? I think it's more recent. Like, well, not recent, but I don't think it was like. I was alive when this movie came out. I'm pretty confident.
Al Pacino's in the movie.
God. Okay. Well, I think it's this one. Oh. Scarface.
Nope.
Oh, it was Heat? Was it Heat? No, what was it?
Scent of a Woman.
Scent of a Woman.
Yep.
What the hell?
Although Scarface is my close second.
I know. See, I knew that. So look at this, folks. Look at this score. Where is it? Can you get it? There it is, right there. Rob won by 1 point, because we get a point if the other person gets it wrong. We get a point if we get it right. You won 6-5, Rob. Damn it. Ridiculous.
Scarface was a close second.
Son of a Woman. I don't feel like you ever told me that. Maybe you did.
I have.
I thought you told me Scarface. I could have sworn you told me Scarface.
I mean, I like the character in Scarface, don't get me wrong. Tony Montana.
Who's your favorite comedian that passed away?
Ooh, that's you know what? I truly enjoyed Red Fox, and I truly enjoyed Richard Pryor. Those guys are legends in the comedy game, and it just as a young kid growing up, just listening to their comedy, it was just so raw and so different and so unabashed. When they were first coming out, because you got to remember, in the 70s and the 80s, it was just so much different. There were certain things you couldn't say on TV, or you were watching the Jeffersons.
Oh, Richard Pryor, what did he say? The was it the 7 or is it the 8 words you can't say? All the words you can't say on the radio. Yeah. And he found a way to say them all.
Yeah. Just watching shows like I mean, like, these kids don't get it. Shows like All in the Family, like Good Times, like the Jeffersons. They cultivated a generation of people growing up there where television was just so. If you said something like the N word or the it rhymes with donkey, it begins with H, on television, everyone's like taken back. Where there's so much normalcy to those words now on television. Where we're just in a society where that was just so new, and people trying to learn and understand one another, coming off of civil rights and coming off of everything that happened in the 60s, and just getting into a day and age of television and just getting used to it. To have comedians that were able to push the boundaries and be so loved and be so comedic and be so funny and star in shows and just carve out their own niche. I have a lot of respect for them and how they approach the game, and how they took it to another level, and they set up a path for the artists today, to be in like the Kevin Harts of the world today, to be able to go the Mike Epps, to go out there and do the things that they're doing in the world.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, exactly. In the game of comedy. If it wasn't for Richard Pryor, and Red Fox, Dave Chappelle would have never been able to come up with his Comedy Central sketch, because that was just raw, unabated, talent that just be able to go out there and
spread a message.
He was actually trying to spread a message, and he did. He did a great job. I'm getting blown up.
You got a lot of stuff going on right now, but my favorite that passed away, Robin Williams.
Yes.
And because nobody touches the Robin Williams to me. When he passed away, you would have thought my uncle died, because I grew up with everything was Robin Williams. I grew up with Mrs. Doubtfire. I grew up with Mork and Mindy. Like, one of the first shows my parents let me watch on television was Mork and Mindy. Yeah. But somebody who I started to really, really like, and then he passed away at 50, and so I was like, darn it, I got to go back in time now. But it kind of it felt like something was stolen away because I had just started to like him. Was Bernie Mac.
Yeah, he's very talented. But go back to your Robin Williams standpoint. I always go when I go to the gym. I go to work sometimes, and I'll sit there and some of the younger girls working at the front desk. I always be like, I'll be like, what's up, nano, nano? I go, and they're like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? I'm like,
Nano,
oh my
nano.
God, you guys are so young. You don't know, huh? I go like, you know what Mork and Mindy is? They're like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know Robin Williams? You know, nano, nano. This is how he shook hands because he's an alien. He's from Orc, and you're like, and they look at me like I have a third eye. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Or you talk to people about Elf.
Generation, yeah.
Talk about Elf.
They have no. This generation has no idea who Elf is either.
No, and it's crazy to me.
Do you know what Elf loved to eat?
What the hell did Elf eat? Didn't he eat like
cats?
Cats?
You know, love to eat cats.
Why do I feel like he was eating some tree or something? He used to always pop up from behind the couch and scare the crap out of me.
He would love to eat cats. So when we ever had a cat around, like the owner, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, it's Harry and the Hendersons. You remember like the Bigfoot thing and all?
Yep.
Man, I had some good shows. Who's the Boss?
Yeah.
Family. You want to know the shows? The shows that like made families talk about the hard stuff.
Yeah.
Family Matters.
Yeah.
Step by Step.
Yeah.
Step by Step was like divorce when divorce wasn't okay, and like they got together.
They don't make shows like that anymore.
Right,
like even MASH. I mean, I bought my youngest son a series about MASH, and I was like, this is about what people don't know. MASH was about the Korean War, not the Vietnam War. So just to see the daily lives of people who who may not have the best, they're put in a situation, that was forced upon them, but how they abide their time and how they just go out there and just make the best of what it is face in front of them, and that's what life is, just about going out there and whatever adversity or whatever trials or tribulations that's put in front of you, make the best of it.
Yeah.
Don't go out there and decide that you want to end your life or end somebody else's life. We all have our ups, we all have our downs, but put yourself in a situation where you can be successful and understand that people really care about you, and that life is tough. No one said it was going to be easy. My God always tells me every single day, it's like, you know what, I'll wake you up, but the rest of the day is up to you to go out there and make a difference, and I understand that and I get that. So, but that takes what? That takes me to be able to go out there and put that effort in and be the best person I possibly can be. I mean, I don't know how many more days I have on this planet, hopefully I can live to be 100, but who knows? But every single day I'm given a chance, I'm given the opportunity to go out there and just be the best person I can. I don't want to be Robert Drummond, the football player. I just want to be Robert Drummond, the dad, the good person that goes out there and just treats everybody with respect, treats everybody with kindness, and just, because I'd hope they do the same to me. And if not, that's okay. Everyone doesn't have to like me. I'm not trying to get everybody to like me. I'm just trying to go out there and just be the best person and just do the best job I possibly can as a dad, as a father, and as a friend.
Yeah, and that's I don't know, just talking about all this stuff. Like I just remember the really hard. I remember watching shows like knowing I had to have like a hard conversation with someone in my family, and I watched an episode of Family Matters, and like the dad and the son.
Yeah.
And then like, just some of the. I'll never forget when he said, "When are you going to stop being a cop and start being my father?"
Yeah.
Like that, and then Boy Meets World was the middle class family. They made them enough money to get by, and there were so many. I mean, whether you're black, blue, brown, white, orange, whatever it may be, like you could watch Boy Meets World and it talked about real love. It talked about mentorship. It talked about, learning a life lesson and what you should really take. Like that show to this day still affects my life. Like it affects how I look at love, what I'm willing to fight for. Mr. Tom DeSantis, I call him my Feeney. He's in my phone as Feeney D, because he's like always been my version of Feeney. He's been himself, but he's like that guy that's always there, that always knows the advice to give you. And whether he says 3 words in a text or sends a paragraph, that you're supposed to listen to it. And it's, I don't know, like what he said in it, like at the end of the thing, when he says, dream, try, do good. And those things have carried throughout my entire life, like with friendship, with parents, with relationships. Everything in that show has stuck with me, and Family Matters, and like just seeing the family and how hard the dad fought, and sometimes they appreciated it and sometimes they didn't, what he did and what was on the line, and what you do for true love, and people that change themselves to try and fit a certain motif because they feel like they have to be a certain way. There were so many things that were there that if you go back and you watch these shows, you're like, if I watch Family Matters, Step by Step, Full House, Boy Meets World, any of those shows now, if I go back and watch them right here today, those life lessons are literally going to affect me now like they did 20 years ago. Like those shows will be timeless forever because they always taught family ties. Like, there's so many shows that just taught you how to be better. They taught you how to be a better person, and they taught you how to go. I mean, what I grew up with and the things that I saw, they just taught you how to not see the world through your eyes, but to try and see it through God's eyes, and try and always not see, to see the forest through the trees.
I mean, I'll sit here and say it. We live in a, and I can completely agree, but we live in a society now where everything's a reality. You know, it's just like, you know, reality shows dominate. You know,
they're the fakest shows out there.
You know, but here's the thing. You know, you take a step back and look at it. You know, we have a reality star, you know, individual as a president of the United States. So what's shocking about it? If reality shows can dominate the thinking of the mindset of this country, you know, why? But
what do other countries think about that?
They laugh at us.
You know,
they laugh at us. But here's the thing: they're not laughing at me, because I'm still getting up every single day, going out there, working as hard as I can, doing the best possible best possible job I can. You know, I try and have a voice, but if my voice goes unheard, oh well, you know, I'll take care of mine and those around in my circle. All I can do is try every single day. I can't worry about, you know, the Donald Trumps, the Barack Obamas, the Hillary Clintons, the Joe Bidens. I can't worry about them in the world. They have their own life. They have their own issues. They have their own, you know, dichotomy, I should say, to try and, you know, make different. All I can do is worry about who I am, what my children do, and put my best foot forward every single day. And that's what I'm going to do. You know, but I do agree with you. Those shows molded and shaped me and made me understand what it's like to be family, what it's like to be loved, what it's like to have the best influence I possibly can be on individuals who may look up to me. You know, because I know I'm a role model. Yeah. The simple fact that I know people understand that. You know, wow, there's Robert Drummond, a former football player. But then they get a chance to meet me, and they're like, wow, wait a minute, he's down to earth. He's a nice person. You know, we didn't even talk football. I remember just like, you know, when I first started dating my girlfriend, you know, Trish, everyone sat here and said, like, you know, to her, it's like, oh, wow, that's so cool. You're dating a former NFL football player. You know, do you guys talk about football? And she was just like, no, he's like, you wouldn't believe what we talk about. We just talk about everyday average life. He's like, you know, he sits there and he's quiet. You know, he has an opinion, but he really doesn't talk football, and I don't. I'll talk football when I have to because I know a lot about it. I'm very knowledgeable. But if I don't have to talk football, it was a part of my life for so long. I don't talk it.
Well, you and I talked yesterday. We didn't talk anything about football.
I mean,
most of the time we don't.
No, I mean, why? I mean, it's just a game. I mean, if someone wanted to talk to me about it, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be disrespectful and not talk to them about it. Of course I am. I'm a respectful person. But if I don't talk about it, I bring it up. The first time I ever meet anybody, anywhere I go, the first thing you'll never hear out of my mouth is what I play football and everything like that. People will say to me, you look familiar. And I'll be like, you know, and I always say, you know, he's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe you see me around or anything. And then they let it go. You know, but if they say, it's like, then they'll say, are you Robert Drummond? I'll be like, yes, I am. You know, I'm not going to sit here and lie to people. Yeah. You know, I mean, I'm always honest. But
they'll come and whisper to me when we're out the way, hey, is that Rob? I remember that game that he played. I'm like, you know, do you think, I was like, you can go up and talk. Yeah, but I don't. I was like, trust me.
I'm very approachable.
I tell people all the time, like, if you go up and you say hello to him, you're not bothering him.
No.
Like, people are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. I said, I honestly can, I could tell you with utter certainty that you will tell him all the great things that he did, and he'll just smile and go, okay, you know, thank you, you know. And it's funny because, you know, you work hard, and I mean, I'm very hard on myself, and I'm getting better at it, but, you know, you work hard, but you don't, it's something I was always told, like, you don't have to prove yourself.
No.
You just have to, like, go be you, and then, like, because you know what I would love more than anything right now? To be with the girl that I love.
Yeah.
Sitting at a table with her family having dinner.
Yeah.
Like, talking about whatever. I mean, I don't care. You know, I don't need to talk about me. I want to hear about, I want to learn about other people, and I want to know, like, what makes people tick and what people care about, because I know what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what other people think.
Yeah.
You know, and I spend 2 hours every day talking about what I think. So, you know, when I'm off the air and doing that, whatever, like, I like to know, like, what matters to you, what makes you tick, like, what do you look forward to? Because it was the craziest thing. Like, I asked this couple, been together for a long time. I was like, so tell me your story. Like, how did you meet? And I feel like it was like, I don't know if they've ever been at, but I didn't, you know, it was like, to me, I was just like, I want to know, like, how did this all come together? I just think that's cool. Like, I want to know your story, because everybody's got a story to tell. And it's funny because nobody gets turned away from the show. It's like, oh, Dan, like, what about, you know, Derek Coleman and Jim Boeheim, this and that? I was like, I will talk to anybody because everybody has a story. And some of the most compelling stories that have changed my life have been from coaches that nobody talks to because they're at this school or that. But it's like everyone has like something really cool to share, or else they wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Nobody's boring. You might think you're boring, but nobody has a boring life.
No one's not important.
Right.
But we live in a society where whether it be media, whether it be politicians, whether it be whoever it may be, they make them not important.
Yeah.
By what they were, like, calling someone illegal immigrants.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to keep up with the Kardashians. I'm just trying to hang out.
They make the society, especially our higher ups, those elites, they make people not important, and that's a sad thing with the society. I'll never make anyone not important. As long as you're a living human being, you know what, you're important to me. The simple fact that 21 years ago today, the anniversary is coming up, August 30th. My father was murdered. And it changed the complexity of the way I look at things, the way I approach outlook on life. For 2.5 years, I've sat there and fought through depression. I thought through anxiety. I thought through bouts of suicide. Things, and it ripped me apart. And I told myself, without medication or anything, I pulled myself off. Went to see 2 psychiatrists and everything, and I had to fight through it. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to do before in my life. And I say, thankfully, I'm on the other side. I'm a much better person today for it. And my children, my eldest Raphael always tells me, he's like, Dad, you're one of the strongest men I know. He's like, no. And I always ask him, why do you think that? He's like, because I see some time when I was just sitting and I just watch you, and I can see how much it hurt you, and I've seen you cry before. But he said, you always pull yourself out. You always put yourself in a position to go out there and you do everything for everybody else, knowing that it hurt you inside. He's like, and I respect that from you. I was like, Raphael, he's saying, no one says it's going to be a perfect day. No one says, I'm going to have my rough days. That's someone I have to live with. I have to live with the rest of my life. But you know what? It's not for me to go out there and make somebody else's day bad because my day was bad or my year was bad. It's my choice. My God tells me to go out there and just to be the best person you can. Yes, something tragic happened to you, but it doesn't have to change you or ruin you the rest of your life. So just go out there and be a good person. So that's what I do until I have no more breath in my body. I'll go out there and be a positive influence and just make the best choices. Maybe not the best choices all the time, but just make the best decisions. Just do the best things I possibly can to see others be successful, and live a happy life.
And at the end of every Tuesday show, we do the ingredients to success, probably brought to you by Utica Pizza Company, and it's a Utica thing, and it makes a lot of sense what you're saying, and like you said, you want to be a good person with every breath you have. You want to put it all forward. Those are ingredients to success, and you said God wakes me up in the morning, and then I got to do what I got to do for the rest of the day. I want to kind of take that as an ingredient to success and say, God wakes you up, and what you do, God wakes you up. That's his thing. That's in his control. But what we do with the day is what we bring back to him.
That's my control.
Right. So he wakes us up, and we do everything we can do that day, and we bring that back to the bed. So we get off that pillow because of him. We go back to that pillow with what we brought. And you picture about like what you put in that bed. What are you bringing back to that bed? Are you bringing love? Are you bringing hate? Are those sheets bloodied, or are those sheets clean? And, because you got to wake up in those sheets the next day.
At the end of the day, when I take my final breath here, and I go, because we're all going to purgatory first before whatever people think about religion, heaven exists, hell exists also. You're going to be in purgatory, and when you get to those pearly gates, you get that decision making time. You got to go in front of God, and God's going to be like, you know what, young man, young woman, what was your body work in life? Why do you think you should get into heaven? You better have a damn good answer. It's like, God, and I sat here and I've thought about it many a time, especially since my father was murdered. It's like, God, honestly, I wasn't perfect. I made a lot of mistakes. I mean, I apologize to the people who I've done wrong to. It's like, and I told them I'm completely sorry. I was so young back then. I mean, I didn't know a lot before my father was murdered. I found out so much after he was murdered. And I sat there and said, I'm going to say to God, I said, God, I was the best person every single day I possibly could be. I did right. I never treated anybody bad. I wasn't racing. I wasn't a bigot. I gave everybody a fighting effort. I mean, I had love in my heart, and that's all God wants to hear. You know what, son? You're absolutely right. You had love in your heart. You cared about everybody. You didn't disparage or press or do anything to anybody else. You always protected those who needed protected. You always cared for those who needed caring. You always, you spoke your opinion. You voiced your opinion, but you never were wrong to anybody. You never hurt anybody. Son, coming in, and I know I'm going to see my father.
And I don't think that there's any better way to end today's show. So, brought to you by Charney's Menswear and Tuxedos here on 3150 Erie BLvd E in Syracuse, New York. Come and see a local name for over 60 years. Any man, any style, whatever you're looking for, any age, it's all here in one place. You can get literally everything you need in a one-stop shop. So if your lady's saying you better get ready for that wedding, or you got a friend and you got to come out and you're trying to figure out where to get your tuxes, or you have, you know, different events that are going on, you have a party that you're doing with the family, you have a reunion, or you're just dressing down, or you're getting something so that you can go out on a date and look good and feel good. Everything that you need is right here at Charney's, and one of the best people is right here too, with Rob Drummond, Syracuse, CFL, and NFL. So we want to thank Rob for being here, thank him for the ingredients to success, and, you know, I look forward to the day you get to see your dad. I hope that's over 50, over 50 years from now.
I have
over 50.
I have so much of a body of work that I still have left here. You know, I'm more of a legacy to leave, not just for me, but for the city. So, you know, I mean, I love to be able to hold him in my arms again and tell him I love him. I tell him I love him every single day. But it'll be fun, and it'll be exciting to hold him again. But until that day, I'll just do the best I can.
Until that day, you'll continue to be a great big brother to me. So we'll take a step aside here, folks. We appreciate you so much. We'll be back Wednesday, August 21st. We'll be back in the Charney's Menswear and Tuxedo studios. In the meantime, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to Verizon for getting us out of Facebook jail.
No kidding.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right.